Hey, welcome back to CrossTalk podcast. I'm Tomoya.
Hi, I'm Andrea.
Hey, Anderson, have you ever heard of Yami Baito in Japan?
Yes, it's been on the news recently, but the name sounds a bit strange to me. And I don't know what yami means. I know what baito is arubaito. What does yami mean?
Yami is not yummy, like oishi.
Right, that's what it sounds like. So it's like, huh?
Yeah, it's not an oishi business. It's actually kind of a dangerous business. And Japanese government translate to dark part-time job.
Dark part-time job. Okay, so something you should not be doing.
Right.
All right.
So we're going to talk about this Yami Baito today.
Okay,
let me break down a little bit about Yami Baito really means.
okay. Thank you.
It's illegal and unethical part-time jobs,
Okay.
often advertised on social media.
Can you give some examples of like what a kind of yami baito would be? I have no idea what they do
Okay.
other than kill people.
They don't do like this type of advertisement. Hey, I will pay 1万円 and kill this person.
Oh, okay. So it's a little more,
Vague.
yeah, it's a little more like covered up.
Yes.
Okay. But like what are they asking people to do? What's a yami baito?
Those kind of a job offer often involve criminal activities. For example, fraud, theft, and drug trafficking.
Okay. So I was watching the news like when not when it first came out, this topic of yami baito, but maybe a few months, half a year after it had been in the news. I think it was a group of young men around the Kanto area, and they were basically being told to go into people's houses and steal money and jewelry and stuff. And it said how much they had been offered. Like, I don't remember what it was. It was not that much, like 10 万円 each.
Yes.
To go in and, steal as much as you could.
Okay, yeah, that's a big chunk of money for younger people.
Yeah, but then my first thought was, okay, but why don't they just get a regular job? Yeah, okay, working at McDonald's or working at, the Lawson's or 7-Eleven or whatever, it's minimum wage. But you're not breaking the law and you're not, killing people or hurting people and you're not getting in trouble with the police.
Yes.
But I was trying to think, like, why would someone do this? Why would someone agree to accept such a big risk of getting caught by the police?
That's a big question.
Yeah.
For me.
For me too. Like, why don't you just get a regular job? Why do you have to do this,
From what I am seeing on the TV news, it seems like these younger people don't think these job offers are illegal or dangerous.
You mean like when they read about the job online?
Yes.
They can't tell that it's possibly dangerous?
Think about it.
Okay,
You are very smart, intelligent, and you have a lot of life experience, but those people have not.
Younger, right? They're younger.
When these people see these posts, they think, okay, I can get a high-paid job. Okay, I can get a 10万円 for just doing one day, temporary job, and I can buy a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. I think the logic or the lack of logic in the decision process is kind of very elementary or basic. There's no critical thinking.
Right.
So, for example, if I saw an advertisement, I said, okay, one day, do this one chore, one day for 10万円, I would immediately think, okay, there's a problem. What's the catch? There's got to be more to this than what's on the description.
Yes.
So, like, my critical thinking would click in right there and like, okay, there's something wrong here.
Right.
But do these young people do they not think that way? Does their alarm bell not go off in their head?
Maybe not. That's why these kind of incidents happen in Japan.
Well, I mean, number one, it's just so naive. But number two, it's also maybe... I don't want to blame the parents. I can't say, it's the parents' fault. The parent didn't train them. But I just think, like, so many people are naive about it,
Maybe. You mean naive means didn't think carefully? Or?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So I think, that's a different point. But I think the way Westerners say naive, and Japanese naive is different, right? Naive is cute and pretty in Japanese, but in English it means like you just don't have life experiences and you're kind of stupid. Like young people are very kind of stupid because they haven't had to do many things, right? They don't have life experience.
I was, yes.
Oh, we were all naive. I used to be naive. It's like pure. You're kind of pure.
Pure, yes.
Yeah.
Some people find out, oh, this is a very dangerous business.
Right.
I shouldn't take it.
Right.
But a few of them, they might think, oh, this might be very sketchy, very suspicious. But I will take this job because I can get a 10万円 for PlayStation. Yay, you know.
That's true. Like some people don't have like super strict moral standards. And so they would take the job even if they knew it involved something illegal.
Yes. And they might think also this way, you know, this is just a temporary and then just once, you know.
Right.
No one will find me.
That's a good point. No one will find me. It's just once. Yes, that's a very good point. Except it's usually not just once, right?
Right,
it's usually 4 times, 10 times.
Yeah. And then they think a regular job, like 1,000 yen per hour, this is nothing.
Right. But so when I was watching the news, you know, a while back, I don't remember how many people it was. It was a group of maybe like 3 or 4 young men, Japanese, and they were probably in their early 20s, and they had killed people for 10万円, which is like $1,000 US. Can you imagine killing someone just for that much money?
Yeah, that's a big risk.
I mean, I can't imagine killing anyone, period, for any amount of money, but that's just like nothing. That amount of money is nothing.
Right. 10万円
doesn't go far.
Right.
You can't buy that much with 10万円. You can't even buy, you know, you can't even buy like a cheap car or something, you know.
No, it's just just a pocket money for adult.
Yeah, like even in Tokyo, the rent is more than that. You know, you can't, it's not like you're paying there's nothing you can do with that money.
So these type of dangerous people taking advantages from these younger people.
You mean the people who organize the Yami baitos?
Yes.
Yeah. So we didn't talk about that, but yeah, like when I watched the news, it looks like there's kind of a ring or a group with the older members at the top directing or telling the younger people what to do. And then the younger people don't question anything and they do it. And if they get into trouble, they get into trouble, not the top leaders, right? And the top leaders are usually Japanese people. It looked like they were living in the Philippines. They were living overseas, not in Japan.
So it used to be ore ore sagi was popular.
Yeah.
And then probably still is.
I think actually, I think it is still going on.
Yes.
Yeah, because someone mentioned the other day, who was it? I don't remember. One of our customers, one of our students here said it happened to them, and they didn't fall for it. They were older, but not that much older, and they didn't fall for it. But yeah, someone had experience with that recently.
Recently, this Yami baito rising its trend.
Still?
Yami baito.
I thought the police were kind of trying to crush it out.
This Yami baito?
Yeah.
No. I think there's more.
Okay, like different people in that same group or different groups with different leaders?
Different groups.
Really? Okay.
It's not just the one group doing this Yami baito.
Okay, you think it's a lot of smaller groups?
Yes.
That's scary. That's a bit scary
That's
to me.
my guess.
Why did you think that? Did you see something on the news or in the media that made you think it was a larger problem?
I just felt it's a larger problem than we imagine.
Okay.
Yes.
Intuition.
Just not intuition, but
Putting you on the spot. Sorry, you don't have to answer.
it's a difficult question to answer.
No, I just wonder, like, I don't watch the news every day, so I don't know how much is in the news all the time. So I don't know that. Like, is it a bunch of different groups? Is it one big group that has, lots of members? I have no idea.
I have a question about this word, yamibaito.
All right.
Media and government saying yamibaito. But this is simply crime, isn't it?
It is crime. But I think the difference between just like pure crime, like with pure crime, a person does something illegal and they get caught. The difference is like this is a network. You've got the people at the top who don't actually get their hands dirty. They're not actually doing the physical crime. They're directing younger people to do it. Those people are the ones getting their hands dirty. And if they get caught, they're the ones going to jail. So it's a little bit different than just a plain crime, I think. It's that network at play that is the trouble, because you never really know, who the top is or where they are.
That's actually true.
It's kind of like a mini mafia or like a mini Yakuza system.
I thought so, yes.
It's kind of like that, except it's not a proper organization.
Mm-hmm.
Like the mafia is, and I don't know about Yakuza, but I think they're fairly proper organizations where there's, a very clear-cut, strong leader at the top. In the mafia's case, it's usually family. Like one generation is, tells the younger generation, and they're all in it together, right? But this is not a generational thing. It's like people who don't know each other.
Right. They connected like a network, but it's vulnerable.
Right.
Very fragile.
Right. And it's not anyone they've ever met. They never meet these people, right?
Right.
Mm. It's not like, your cousin did this or something. It's completely unrelated people.
Right. This kind of a yamibaito offer goes to also foreign workers.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh. I haven't heard about that actually much.
So it's becoming a serious issue.
Mm-hmm.
The scammer was taking advantage of foreign workers.
Okay.
Lack of knowledge about labor laws in some areas.
Okay.
Some cases, I should say.
Okay.
And I saw this news the other day. Some people poached salmon in Hokkaido.
Ooh, okay. That's a good word, poached. That means to steal, right?
Yes, 密漁. And some foreign workers were involved in this case.
Okay. So the people doing the poaching, they were Japanese?
Sorry, I don't clearly remember, but maybe a few Japanese people were involved.
Okay, and it was the Vietnamese and Japanese working together to poach. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know. I didn't hear about that. I don't know what happened with that. But actually, this topic of like poaching things like that, like salmon or I think Yamanashi, every year they've had a lot of their fruit poached from fruit farms during the night. So what will happen is the thieves, and actually they've been able to prove that it's foreign people, and specifically Southeast Asian people from a certain country. They've been able to prove it, but like every year, like literally tons of apples go missing, and tons of like the Japanese nashi, the peaches and the nashi get picked on the farms when the farmers are sleeping. They wake up and there's no fruit, right?
Right.
So like that is, growing fruit, that's the farmers' livelihood. That's how they live. That's how they get money. And then suddenly their money-making thing is all gone.
Yes.
But yeah, they've been able to prove who it is. And it's foreign people.
Yeah.
Of a certain country.
Yes. So this scamming group organizer trying to find, foreign workers through social media also. And these foreign workers cannot read Japanese sometimes.
Right.
They find this, high paid job on social media with their own language.
Right.
And then they think, okay, this is the job I need to get. And then they apply and ended up being caught.
I see. I think in the case that I heard of, it was not Yami Baito, it was them stealing things. And they knew that they were stealing. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a different thing than Yami Baito. But yeah, there seems to be a lot more foreigners involved in these sorts of thefts around Japan. But yeah, I think like you have a really good point. The people involved don't usually speak Japanese that well. They're not fluent in the language, and they don't know the laws of the land. They don't know the punishments. So if they get caught, they don't know what's going to happen.
Yes.
That being said, everyone should know right and wrong. You don't steal from other people, regardless of what language it is or whether you understand the law. It shouldn't be done. Right. That's the point I want to say.
I don't know. It's maybe some people, including Japanese and foreign workers, they couldn't turn back at some point.
I guess. Yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of get the feeling like it would have to be they felt danger or fear, or for some reason, they just couldn't say no. They couldn't back out. I could see that.
Yes.
I could totally understand that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I had thought.
Like it gets dangerous for them if they say no?
Yes, because, I mean, some scamming group harm people.
Right.
So why don't they harm this Yami arbiters?
Right. Okay. Makes sense. It totally makes sense. Yeah. It totally makes sense.
Yeah.
I think like for us as just regular citizens, regular residents, there's nothing really we can do except maybe just pay attention to what's going on around you.
Yes.
And then suspect anything. Report anything that looks like suspicious.
Let me ask you a question about English phrase.
Yes.
How would you describe someone getting involved in criminal activities?
In English?
In English.
I would say that someone got mixed up in crime. That would be, I think, the most common phrase we would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in Japanese, 犯罪に手を染める.
Ooh,
right?
that's very, like I get a strong image of that. Yeah.
Is that what this phrase means?
A little bit different. Like the Japanese is actually more colorful and more descriptive. Say it again.
犯罪に手を染める.
Okay. So like you got your hand colored by crime, kind of.
Yes.
Or like dyed. You dyed your skin. Which kind of means like you can't get it off, right? Once you start, you're kind of stuck in there. To get mixed up is kind of similar. Like you decide to do something that's illegal, you get caught up in it, and then you can't really escape.
So it's very similar.
Yeah, I think the basic meaning is similar. Yeah.
Okay.
The Japanese is more colorful.
Colorful.
Yeah.
染める, it's not really, dye your hand, right?
I know. But
You can't dye your hands.
You can, but
You can maybe with
aizome.
aizome.
The aizome artists do, but yeah, they're not mixed up in crime. They're just mixed up in aizome.
確かに. Exactly.
Yeah, so get mixed up in crime or be mixed up in crime is, I think, the best. So that just means kind of like Yami Baito, you're involved in illegal activities, whether you realize the consequences or not, whether you realize, what the possible punishment or the risks are or not, you kind of start doing illegal activities when you shouldn't. Right?
So today we looked at how shady jobs can hurt people, including foreign residents workers.
Yes, right. So even if they don't really know what's going on, some foreign people have been mixed up with this for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So on that note, like security is becoming a bigger issue in Japan. A lot of people are getting security cameras in their homes or on their front doors and stuff.
Yes.
How about you guys? How about our listeners? What do you guys do to protect yourselves? What kind of security measures do you take from scams and frauds? And that could be in person or online or on the phone. What do you do to protect yourself? Please share your tips with our community so other people can learn from your information, from your knowledge.
Okay. And it's not just young people falling for scams. Everyone could potentially fall in for the scams.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, very much. So we should all stay vigilant and be careful. Right?
Okay, that's all for this episode. But don't forget to catch our next one.
This is CrossTalk signing off, bringing you English your way every week.
Keep listening and keep shining.
Bye.